Okay, so today I'm going to talk about why it's good to be the Huns. You'll see today you won't be looking at me, you'll be listening to me talk while I go over this PowerPoint I created on the Huns. So let's see how it goes. So I titled this The Huns, How Barbarians Conquered an Empire. Of course, the Huns are not the only what we consider barbarians that conquered the empire, so it's kind of broadly spoken. This is a slide that kind of talks about the Huns over here coming from the central plains of Asia. And as they conquered, they not only conquered this way into Europe, but a group we call the White Huns went in this way and conquered what we would call the Gupta. The Gupta were attacked, the Gupta were conquered, and that's by the White Huns. Now what's really funny is that we all assume that all of these Huns were led by one guy, like Attila the Hun, or much later the Mongols being led just by Genghis Khan or whatnot. Just do understand that's not exactly how it looked. On this map you will see some of the furthest extension of the Roman Empire. Rome can be summarized as getting too big for its britches to try and keep all of these people in. You will also see up here the Angles, who are going to eventually spread on over, and we will have English, ha. The Anglo-Saxon are a Germanic people, thus English is a derivative of a Germanic language. But you'll see the Goths and the Vandals, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths. These are all terms you've heard. All of these barbarians can be just summarized as being outsiders of the Roman Empire, yelling bar, 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 bar as they went. So what made the Huns so successful? I have some bullets. First of all, they were a kinship clan that allowed them to appear to be acting as one when actually they were all acting on their own. So just imagine a bunch of people slowly coming into your neighborhood. And when they come into your neighborhood, they're killing you. Sure. They're all doing it because they want land, they want food, they want your basement so they could put surround sound in a big screen TV. But you're thinking that this is an organized event, so you are broadly labeling them all under one, which, to be honest, makes them appear to be a horde, like the Golden Horde we often call them. They are semi-nomadic and have always been semi-nomadic pastoralists that are always on the move, looking to bring their animals, including their horses, to a new grazing area to feed their animals and to hunt and feed themselves. Because of this, they have a tradition of not being tied to any one location. These are not city builders. These are not people who have elevated themselves that far above hunters and gatherers, to be honest. They do not have a large priestly clan. They do not have a large bureaucracy of government officials. In short, they move, they act as one, they act together, and they're just looking for dinner. Now, it cannot be downplayed that they are great on horseback. This allows them to move quickly and efficiently as they spread. Of course, this means in time of battle, but just also in terms of relocating. When almost every male is on horseback, we are not talking about a slow caravan of a large number of troops. We are talking about a fast-acting cavalry where they can come in with less numbers but do more damage. They also did have a special type of bow and arrow. It was not a long bow. It was called what we call a reflex bow, and we're going to see a similar bow in the Mughal India later. In short, a reflex bow can actually do more damage because it puts more pressure per square inch. So if the Romans are wearing, I don't know, mesh and iron shields, the bow can go through it. And though it may not kill the person, and though it has a great chance of it, it's going to maim them. So just imagine 100, 150 fast-moving archers coming at you, raining down bow after bow after bow. It's quickly going to affect your soldiers. Because they are not a city folk, they are not tied to religion either. These are not people who, when it comes into winter, they go home and stop fighting. They fight year-round. They will attack on any and all holidays. They do not go home to see their families. They bring their families with them. And at first, really, because they did not act as one and they were not a government looking for a state, and because you couldn't plunder them, the Romans were slow to attack them. I mean, if the Romans needed money, bullion, to pay their soldiers, they were only going to attack you if you could give them some sort of commodity. You gave them wealth. So in short, the Huns did not seem worth attacking. At least you did not attack them first. You might fight only to be defensive. I don't want to take much on this, but Attila the Hun and the Huns are known to be ruthless warriors. Move on. Lastly, before number 9, is the Romans did some messed up things, such as they actually had some Huns fight for them. They hired some Huns as mercenaries. They were willing to pay tribute to the Huns so the Huns didn't attack them. One of the largest land grants that the Romans gave is a land which we call today, surprise, surprise, Hungary. You can learn more about the Huns and Attila the Hun by viewing this YouTube. I thought it was an interesting video. It's called The Barbarians, and it paints the Huns as a successful barbarian group. What I wanted to show you today is how the Huns, much like others, are successful at toppling an empire. Over time, the Huns will even use people like the Visigoths to do the farming for them. And they will not fight together, but they fight all at once, all the different groups. And bit by bit, piece by piece, the people on the outside of the Roman realm are unable or unwilling to fight. And it becomes costly. Thus, the part of the slow demise of the Roman Empire. More on the demise of the Roman Empire in class.